Nowadays, people are more into watching Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikToks than long-format content. Do you know why? It's because they're short, sweet, and straight to the point. Similarly, in 2024, if your personal portfolio website is fluffy and boring, it's not going to attract clients anymore. That's why in this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a sleek, minimal, yet powerful personal portfolio website using WordPress and the free version of Elementor, following the super trendy neumorphism design style. Ready to create something modern, trendy, and super effective? Let's dive in! First, on the left, you'll have your profile image, name, and details along with a CV download button. Plus, there's a Hire Me button where you can link your Upwork or Fiverr profile. On the right side, you can write a brief professional bio. Underneath, you can showcase your technical skills using creative tool icons. Place your strongest skills in the first few rows, followed by your secondary or soft skills. Next, list your services and if you'd like, link them directly to your Fiverr or Upwork gigs. And have you noticed the left column is fixed while the right column scrolls, making the overall layout super unique. Below that, add your portfolio. When someone clicks on a project, a pop-up with the project details will appear, and you can also link it to external sites. Then, showcase your client reviews in this beautiful carousel. Finally, we'll add a fully functional contact form so clients can reach you directly from your website. Most interestingly, we'll learn how to make any website 100% responsive for mobile and tablet devices, so there won't be any technical boundaries. Can you believe we'll be doing all of this just by using all free resources? This tutorial is perfect for complete beginners, so if you've never built a website before, you're in the right place. Now let me introduce myself first. My name is Abir Hossain and I'm a professional web developer. Even in the past, I've completed so many freelance WordPress projects for my clients. So basically, you're learning all the best methods and techniques from a real professional web developer. I'm really excited about this, and if you're excited too, please give this video a big thumbs up. That's the only thing I ask from you. Other than that, this video is completely free. Just have a look. If you like this video, you can find it easily later in your liked videos on YouTube. Alright, let's dive in. We will be creating our amazing website in 4 easy steps. First, I'll show you how to get your own domain name and web hosting. I'll even provide you a 78% discount link. Next, we'll install WordPress. Then we'll install a free theme and a free page builder called Elementor. Finally, we'll start creating our amazing website step by step. I'll also add timestamps in the description so you can jump to any part you need at any time. Let's now start with step number 1, which is getting your domain name and web hosting. So first of all, what is a domain name? Domain name is basically your website address, like Facebook has facebook.com, Amazon has amazon.com, we have jimfahaddigital.com. Similarly, for your website, you need an address that will be yourwebsitename.com. And what is web hosting? Web hosting is the storage space for your website. All the images, texts you will have in your website, all will be stored in your own web hosting. As you are owning your own web hosting, so there wouldn't be any limitation. You can run ads, you can upload any text or images, you can upload any theme or plugin you want. You are in charge of your own website. Now, how to get your own web hosting with a free domain name? So first, just click on the very first link in the description below this video, or you can go to jimfahaddigital.com/besthost. So why Hostinger? In my opinion, Hostinger is the most affordable and also the fastest web hosting provider available. Just have a look into all their Trustpilot reviews. People are super happy with their hosting speed, affordable pricing, and customer support. Now from here, you can change the language if you want. Maybe you speak Spanish or Portuguese or Hindi. You can select your language from here. So now let's just close this. One thing I also do want to say is that this page changes quite often. In fact, they probably change it once a month. So if the banner or interface looks different, don't worry, don't panic. This happens quite often. It's the same website. Now let's scroll down a bit and you'll find all the different plans here. By the way, here we can see 3 plans, but sometimes you may see 4 plans here. Just don't panic because you can create your own website with any of these plans. But as you're just starting out, I recommend taking this premium or business plan. With both of these plans, you can create up to 100 websites. For example, today you're creating a portfolio website, tomorrow you want to create a business website, and next week you want to create an e-commerce website. So you don't need to purchase hosting each time. You can create all the websites within this same web hosting plan. So here with the premium plan, you'll get 100 GB storage. With the business plan, you'll get 200 GB storage. And with any of these plans, you'll get all features like this. Unlimited free SSL, so all of your websites would be encrypted and super secure. Unlimited bandwidth, so there wouldn't be any limit how many website visitors you'll have. Free email, you can create hundreds of professional email addresses like info@yourwebsite.com or admin@yourwebsite.com like these. Then free domain. Yes, like I said, you'll get a domain name for free. You'll also get tons of WordPress features like one-click WordPress installation, free website migrations. So if you want to move your existing website from another hosting provider to Hostinger, they will transfer it on behalf of you. How cool is that? Now let's talk about security. Personally, I'm very serious about website security, and Hostinger just nailed it with all these features like Cloudflare protected name servers, malware scanners, and all these. I've had very bad experiences with other web hosting providers. We've got so many malware attacks, and we had to pay the hosting providers additionally to use their other security tools. But here in Hostinger, you're getting all these security tools for free. Now, let's select a plan. And like I said, you can take any of these plans based on your needs. For now, I'm taking the premium plan. You can upgrade it later anytime, so click on Add to Cart. Alright, so here you're going to see different pricing options. Now this is referring to how long do you want to host with Hostinger. So we have 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and then we also have 48 months. First of all, I don't recommend going with 1 month because it's almost $12 a month, which is super expensive. We don't want that. My recommendation would be to go with 48 months. So for the first 4 years, you just need to pay $2.99 per month. That will save you $432. And then after those 4 years, you start to pay $7.99 per month, which is still super affordable for a web hosting plan that can hold up to 100 websites. But if you just want to start with 2 years or 1 year, you can click over here. And then in your first year, you just pay $3.19 per month. And you're still going to create up to 100 websites. And after that first year, you start to pay $9.99 per month. So the longer the first period, the more discount you will get when you renew your plan. So if you have the budget and you want to get the most discount possible, you can go for the 48 months. And after those 48 months, you start to pay around $7.99 per month instead of $9.99. But wait, there's more. If you scroll down over here, you see this have a coupon code button. And now if you click on it, then if you fill in with my special coupon code, which is JFD10, and click on apply, you will now get a total of 78% discount. Now if we scroll up again and then select the 1 year plan and now scroll down, can you believe that you're almost getting the same amount of discount, and we're also getting super fast web hosting with a free domain name for the full year only for $34. What an amazing deal, right? So scroll up again. Now you see pricing is only $2.87 per month for the first 12 months, $2.78 per month for the first 24 months, and $2.69 per month for the first 48 months, as we've added the JFD10 discount code. For now, I will go for 12 months, and then if we go here, then put down your email address. Make sure to put your best email address because they will create your hosting account with this email address. Now let's put a very strong password here. Now if we scroll down, now you see you can pay using your credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, or you can even pay using cryptocurrency. Also, you may see more different local payment options based on your country. Now, if we scroll down, and here I'm just going to put my card informations. And then let's just click on Submit Secure Payment. So from here, you can just skip this part. And then it's asking if we want to create or migrate a website. And since we're not going to migrate any website, we're just going to create one. So let's just select Create. Then click on Next. Then from here, make sure to select WordPress and then click on Create with WordPress. Now here, it's asking us to create login details for WordPress account. So you already know what to do. To create our WordPress account, we need to put down our email. And since my email address is already here, I'm just going to put a strong password here. Now I'm done putting my password. So now let's just click on Next. Now here it's asking us what type of website we want to build. And according to the type of website you want to build, you can choose any type from here. If you're going to create a blog website, you can choose blog. If you're going to create an online business for your store, then you can select this one. Now, since the one we will be creating is for our agency portfolio, so I will be choosing this one. Then click on Next. Okay, now let's just skip this one. Now here it's asking us if we want pre-selected plugins for our portfolio. So here let's just select this one because I want to select my plugins manually. Then let's click on Next. Now, since we're going to put our plugins manually, let's just skip this one. Now here it's asking what domain name do we want to use for our website. Let's write AbirTuts, which is short for Abir Tutorials. Now, as I'm done putting my domain name, you can see that it's suggesting us a lot of other domain names with extensions. Like here you can see abirtuts.in, abirtuts.me, abirtuts.com, and more. From here, you can choose any extension you like, but I recommend you to choose the .com extension because it sounds more professional and legit. So I'm just gonna choose abirtuts.com, this one, and then I'm just gonna click Next. Now we need to fill up some details for my domain name. So here I'm selecting my country, Bangladesh, and then I'm selecting personal, which is selected by default. Then click on the Next Step button. Now here, I'm just quickly putting my details. Alright, so here I'm done putting my informations here. So now let's just scroll down and then click on Finish Registration button. So here it's asking us where is our portfolio target audience. And here you can just keep this default one, which in my case they have selected a data center in the United States, Arizona, the closest one they have to my country, but in your case it can be a different one. So you can just keep it to the default one or change it from here, or you can also just change it later on. So now I'm just gonna keep it as it is and then click on the Next button. Now it's installing WordPress, so just wait a bit, no need to rush it. And as you can see, our WordPress is being installed very quickly. It's almost done, we're pretty much there. And right now we're at the control panel of Hostinger. Here if we go into the Home tab, you'll see in the account actions, it's saying that they have sent a verification email to our Gmail account. So let's check our email. And in your inbox, you'll find an email where it says verify your email address, which is a verification email from the Hostinger team. So now from here, we'll just simply click on verify email button here. And then it will take you back to the Hostinger control panel with the email address verified. Now from here, I want to get my WordPress. So from hosting and premium web hosting, let's click on this manage button. Then it will take us to the Hostinger dashboard. Then from here, let's click on this WordPress overview. And then if we scroll down, we can see that it says WordPress admin panel. So now if we click here, it will take us to the WordPress dashboard. So currently we're inside the WordPress dashboard or the WordPress admin panel, and here I'll make you guys familiar with all the settings like posts, media, pages, comments, appearance, and whatnot. And even though all of these things are pretty simple and self-explanatory, I would still explain them to you guys so that you can have a better understanding of it. You won't have to explore all of these things on your own, and you can just start from the get-go. So here in our dashboard, as you guys can see that we have so many pop-ups which are here by default. But I don't want them here since I like to work in a clean environment rather than a messy one. because having so many pop-ups can really distract you from finding something really important. Or it can just become a problem in your workflow, right? So how about we delete them first? So to clear all of this, you can just manually dismiss them like this by clicking on this dismiss button. Then for these pop-ups, you can actually minimize them by clicking on this button. Or you could also just go to the top right corner and click on this screen options drop down. And from here you can just uncheck the pop-ups like this. And now as you guys can see that our dashboard is completely neat and clean. So let's just minimize this. But now I would like to clean up my WordPress dashboard even more. So to do that, let's hover on plugins and then go to install plugins. Now here as you guys can see that there are already some plugins installed by default. But to make our website, we don't really specifically need these plugins. Of course we will need some plugins for our website, but we don't really need these ones. So I'm just going to delete them. So for my website, as you guys can see that these two plugins are installed, but they're not activated. But in your case, if you see that your plugins are activated, then you could just select them all from here or select them manually, then go to bulk actions options and from here choose deactivate. Then if you click on apply, then all of them will be deactivated. And once all of them are deactivated, go to bulk actions again, then from here select delete, then click on apply. Now the browser pop-up is asking us if we are sure that we want to delete these plugins or not, and of course we're sure, so let's just click on OK. And there you go, all of the default plugins were successfully deleted, as you guys can see. For a much cleaner look, just refresh the page, and as you can see that there are nothing left here. So now we're finally done with the process of clearing out our default plugins. Now you guys might be wondering, what is a plugin? Well, plugins are basically these extra apps or extra add-on like things that extend or increase the overall functionality of your WordPress website. And of course for our website we will be needing plugins, but the ones that we just deleted, we didn't really need them, so that's why we deleted them. And now we can install only the plugins that we will need for our website. Now before installing any other plugins, I want to show you guys something else. So now I'm going to show you guys how you can change the password of your WordPress website. So for that, hover on this user option and then click on profile. And from here you can also select the admin color scheme as well. So currently it's given the default color scheme, but you can change to light, ectoplasm, midnight, ocean, or whatever you want. Now the main thing to understand here is that whenever you change the admin color scheme, then this admin control panel color will change as well. And that's all there is to it, to this admin color scheme settings. But since this admin control panel is only visible to us, so no matter whatever changes you do to the admin color scheme, it will only be visible to us, the admins, not the rest of the world or the visitors of your website. So let me just keep it default and simple. Then if we scroll down, you can also see this language option. So from here, as you can see that currently it's given that site default language, but you can change it to any other language that you want. So from here you can set it to any other language like your mother tongue, or the language in which you want your website to be in, so it's completely up to your preference. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as the site default language, which is English. Up next, you can put your name in these fields, or you can change your names from here, which will be shown here, okay? So this username will be shown here, and then for first name and last name, you can just insert them in these fields. So I'm just going to put my first name here, and then put my last name here in this field. Then you can also set or change your nickname in this field. Now this part is very important. So from this field, you can choose whichever variation of your name you like. And now let's say if you write any blog post, then the display name that you chose here will be shown as the author's name on that blog post. So choose your display name wisely. So I'm just going to choose this Abir Hussain from here. And as you can see that the display name that I set here is being shown in the admin control panel here. Okay, then if you want to change your email address, you can change it from here. Then after scrolling down, you can also change your profile picture from this field. And finally here under account management, you can set your new password by clicking here. Now WordPress will suggest you a random strong password like this one, but you can set it to your liking. So now I'm just going to change it to something easy so that I can always remember it. So first let's hide this and then set our password here. So once you're done, just scroll down and click on Update Profile. Now at this stage, I'm gonna make you guys familiar with two basic terms. One is the backend or the dashboard of our website, and another one is the front end of our website. Now what you've been seeing until now is the dashboard or the back end of our website, because only we can see it since we're the admin of this website. Now if you want to see the front end of the website, all you gotta do is hover on the site name and then click on visit site. I'm just gonna open it in another new tab. So here it is. Now here on this tab we can see the front end of our website, and the whole world can see this portion of our website as well, except for this admin panel bar, this black bar that you see here. So for now this is what our website is looking like, and surely we're gonna change it the way we want, but currently this is what the front end of our website looks like. Now before doing anything else, I just want to do some basic settings, and to do that let's go to the back end, then from dashboard hover on settings, then go to general. And from here you can change your site title. So here you can put your business name, but I'm just going to keep it the way that it is. And then here in this field you can write some tagline, but try to write something meaningful here, because this will also help you to rank on Google search engine. So here I'm just going to write best portfolio website in California. Then you don't have to mess with these URLs, just keep them the way that they are. Then if you scroll down you can change the site language from this field as well. And here are the different time zones. So you can change the time zone from here, and then from this date format field, you can choose in which format you want the date to be shown in your website. You can also choose the time format from these ones, but I'm just going to keep it the way that they are already, so just click on Save Changes. Now up next, from under settings, let's go to permalinks. Now this part, the permalink structures part, is really important too. Here you may see the permalink default structure is set to plain. Sometimes you might even see it set as day and name. But I highly recommend you to set it as post name, because if you keep them as plain, you see that any of your post page link or any other pages link would look like this, which would be yourwebsitename.com, then / and then this kind of bizarre number. But if you keep your permalink structure to post name, then your other page's URL would be like this, which is yourwebsitename.com / then the page's name or post name, which is more human readable. And it's also good for search engine optimization. So I'm just going to set it as post name. Then scroll down and click on Save Changes. Alright, now the thing that we were talking about, the back end and the front end of our website. So this is the back end and this is the front end, okay? So now if you want to change the outlook and feel of your website, which is looking like this, now to change it, you need to change the theme of your website. And to change the theme of your website, let's go back to our dashboard, then hover over Appearance and click on Themes. And here you'll see some themes which came by default with WordPress installation. But for this tutorial, I'm not going to use any of these. I want to use another theme. So to add another theme, you can just click on this Add New Theme button, or scroll up and then click on this Add New Theme button here. Now from here, whatever theme you want, you can just search for the themes here. So here I'm just going to search for Hello Elementor theme. So in this manner, you can just search for any theme that you want by writing the name of that theme in this field. And since I've already found the theme that I was looking for, so I'm just going to install it by clicking on this Install button. And then I'm going to activate the theme. So now since we have changed and activated a new theme, if we go to the front end of our website, and then if we refresh this front end or this page, then as you can see that the outlook and feel of our website has been changed. Now I know that currently it's looking really plain and boring, but don't worry, because I'll help you create everything step by step from scratch, and we will make our website as interesting as possible. So now to turn our plain and boring website into something extraordinary, we're going to be needing a page builder. And for this tutorial, we will be using Elementor Page Builder, which is completely free. To get Elementor free version, you can just go to jimfahaddigital.com. I'll put the link to this page in the description box down below. Now from this page, if you just go under important links, you'll find this Get Elementor Free Account option. So just click on it, and it will take you to the Elementor Pro purchase page. Now even though we will be using the Elementor free version, let me just give you a quick tour of the Elementor Pro version right here. So here, if you get the Elementor Pro version, you'll get more options and features like the 86 Pro widgets, theme builder, form builder, pop-up builder, custom code and CSS, and so many other features and options. Now you can take any of these plans according to your needs. so that not only your own website, but you can also create advanced websites for your clients, such as blogs or advanced e-commerce websites and so on. But as I said earlier, that for this particular tutorial, we will be only using the Elementor free version. So the first thing you need to do is create a free Elementor account, and to do that, just click on this login button right here. Now from this page, you just need to create a free Elementor account if you already don't have one. So to do that, just click on this create an account button. And from here, you can create your account with Google, Facebook, Apple, or whichever option is more convenient for you. And then you could also just always continue with your email. Now from here on, all you need to do is just simply put your email address in this field and then put your password here. And just with that, you can create your own Elementor free account. It's as simple as that. But since I already have an Elementor account, so I'm not going to create another one. I'm just going to sign in with the existing one that I have. So I'm just going to click on this sign in button. And then from here, I'm going to sign in with my email. So let me just put my email and password here real quick. Now after putting my email address and password, I'm just going to click on sign in. Now after signing in, just go back to your dashboard, and from here on, we're just going to install our Elementor plugin, okay? So for that, just go to plugins and then click on add new plugin. Then it will take you to the plugins page, and from here, you can search for any plugins that you want to install in this search field. So first of all, I'm going to install the Elementor plugin. So in this field, I'm just going to search Elementor. And after searching for the Elementor plugin, this plugin should pop up, which is by Elementor. And from here, as you can see that it is very highly rated and there's more than 10 million active installations because it's really that good. So from here, all you need to do is just click on this install now button. And after the installation is complete, just click on activate to activate it. Now add the other plugins that we will be needing for this tutorial. So click on add new plugin again. And in the search field, let's search for Elements Kit. Let's install this one, Elements Kit Elementor add-ons. Click on install now. Now to save our time, let's activate all the other plugins that we will be installing later on, okay? Because then we can just activate them all together. So now let's install our next plugin, which is going to be Metform. So this is the one, let's install it. And then the next one that we will be installing is Premium Add-ons for Elementor. Now let's install this one. Now simply just go to all plugins from here. And here, as you can see, that only the Elementor was successfully installed and activated. The other ones were just installed but not activated. So now we're going to activate all of them together. So for that, let's choose the ones that are not activated yet. So let's check these box. And then from bulk actions, click on activate. Then click on apply. And now as you can see that just within a second, all the other plugins that we had installed have been successfully activated. So now we're finally all done with the plugin setup portion. And now it is finally the most exciting part, which is creating our portfolio landing page with Elementor Page Builder. So now you guys will be able to witness the true power of Elementor Page Builder and how we can make super cool, awesome pages with it. And now firstly, to design our web page, we do need a page, right? So let's create a page first and then we're going to design it. Now to create a page, all you need to do is click on this pages option. And here you'll see some dummy pages which were here by default. But since we don't need them, just like before, we're going to select them all together. And then from bulk actions, just click on move to trash. And then click on apply. So now they have been successfully deleted. You could also clean them up from trash by again select them all. And from bulk actions, click on delete permanently. And then click on apply. So now we have no more default pages. Now let's create the page that we will be designing. So to do that, just click on this add new page button. So let's close this onboarding first by clicking on this X and then add a title of our homepage. Now actually you can title your page anything, but I'm just going to title it home. Then from the top right corner, click on publish and then click on publish again. And now as you can see that our homepage was published and it is live now. By the way, let me show you guys something interesting first. So now if we go to the front end of our website, you can see that we are at the default domain, right? But we can't really see the homepage that we just created. It's showing the archives or the blog post archives, but not our homepage. Now surely you guys might be wondering why we can't see our homepage, right? And that is because by default, WordPress shows all the blog posts on the homepage, which is the default settings of WordPress. But we don't want blog posts to be shown in our homepage, right? We want our custom-made landing page to be shown in the front end. Now to set our custom-made homepage on the default URL all we need to do is set this homepage that we just created as the default homepage of our website or landing page. So now to set our page up, let's go back to WordPress by clicking on this WordPress icon. Then from under settings, go to reading. And now here, the first option that you guys can see is that your homepage displays your latest posts. You see, this is the settings due to which the posts were showing in our homepage display. But we want to set it to our custom page or our custom homepage that we just created. So for that, choose this option, which is a static page. So click here. And then for homepage, let's set the homepage that we just created. So from here, let's select this homepage. This is the one that we just created and named. So now just scroll down and click on Save Changes. And due to this change of setting, now if we go to the front end of our website, then if we just refresh our page, then as you can see that the homepage that we just created and set as our default homepage is now showing up here. And now whatever designs we'll do in our homepage will be shown in this field or our front end. So now to design this page or put elements in it, let's go back to WordPress and from here again go to Pages. And now I will be showing you guys how the whole Elementor page builder works. So first let's enter our page that we created and click on this edit button. Now from here, click on edit with Elementor, this button, to edit this page with Elementor. So now let's just close this pop-up. And now we're finally inside of Elementor page builder. And this is where finally the actual fun begins. So now first things first, let me just introduce you guys to this whole interface here that you see. So firstly, this writing that you see here is our header or the header of our website, which is coming from the Hello Elementor theme. Then we have the page name and then we have the footer, which is also coming from the Hello Elementor theme. And in the middle, what you see here is our main canvas. And this is where we will be designing our page and put elements in it. Now on the left side, all these things that you see here are actually the Elementor elements or the Elementor widgets. Like for example, you can see this heading widget, image widget, text editor widget, video widget, button widget, and all of these basic widgets. So just name it and you'll find the widgets here. But these are actually only the free ones. So from here, if you now scroll down and then look at these widgets, you'll notice a lock icon on the top right corner. That is because these widgets are only available to the Elementor Pro version users. So if you install the Elementor Pro version, then you will also get access to these Pro widgets as well, like the portfolio, animated headline, price table, gallery, and a lot more other Pro widgets. And not only these widgets, but you can also get access to advanced functions like e-commerce functions, blog functions, and so many other Pro functions. But as I've already stated earlier that for this tutorial, I will only be using Elementor free version. So we will just be working with these ones, these basic widgets that you see here, and the other free widgets that we can find here. So now let me continue with giving you guys a basic idea of how this amazing page builder works. So first of all, in this field, we need to take a structure, and for that, we just need to click on this plus icon. Then I'm going to choose the flexbox layout. Now from here, you can select from all of this variety of structures, but I'm just going to select this simple one, which is the column directed structure, so that I can explain things more easily to you guys. So let's click here. So now inside of our canvas, we have taken a container. So this is our container, and it was a column directed container since the direction is set to column. Now if you want to change the height of your container, then from here you can actually just scroll this minimum height wheel from here. So if you drag it to the right, then the height will increase, and if you drag it to the left, then the height will decrease. And you can also put the height value manually in this field. So let me make its height maybe 500 pixels. There you go. Let's close this pop-up. And now this is the overall height of our container. And then for the moment, I'm going to keep the justify content to center. And of course, I will be explaining all of these things along the way. But now if I explain it all together, then it might get too confusing for you guys to understand. So just try to keep up with me, and I'm sure that one by one, you'll get the hang of it. Now let's say if you want to give your container a different background color, you can also do that. So for that, you just simply need to go to this style tab. Then from background type, choose this classic option. And then from this color picker, you can choose any color that you want your container background to be. So from here, you can play with all of these colors like this. But now I'm just going to take this black color for now. Then click back. Now within this container, if you want to add any widgets or Elementor elements, you can just click on this plus icon, or you could also click on this plus icon, whichever one you find more convenient. So whichever plus icon you click, all the widgets will be at your disposal for you to use. So now let's say if you want to add a heading to your container, all you gotta do is drag this heading widget from here and then let it go inside the container. And after simply dropping it, you have a heading in your container. Now if you want, you can change the text of your heading from here by triple clicking over it, or you could just simply change the heading from here, this title field. So here I'm just going to write Fahad Digital. Now if you want to do some styling with this text, you can just go to the Style tab. Then from under here, if you want, you can change the alignment of your text from here. So currently by default, it's given the left alignment, but you can set it to center or right or justified. So for now, I'm just going to keep it in the middle or center. And then from here, you can also change the text color from this field, which is currently getting this cyan bluish color by default, but you can change it to any other color. So I'm just going to take this white color so that the text color is more visible on top of our container background color. Okay, so let's click outside. Now up next, from this typography option, you can also change the typography of your text. So just click on this pencil icon. Then from here, you can change the font family to any other font family of your liking. So if you just click here, you'll get access to all the free Google fonts and you can just select them from here. For example, if we just select this font, as you can see that the font of our heading has changed instantly. How cool is that? And also, if you want to set the font family to any font of your liking, you can just search for it in this field. Like here, I'm just going to search for a favorite font of mine, which is Poppins. So this is the one. I'm just going to set it to this one. And then you can increase the size of this heading from this size option. So you just need to scroll this size wheel just like before. If you drag it to the right, then the size will increase. And if you drag it to the left, then the size will decrease. It's as simple as that. So let me just make the size 40 pixels. Then you can also make the writing's weight bolder or thinner. So you can make it lightweight or heavyweight. So now if I make it extra light, you can see that the writing is so thin weighted. And then if we change it to extra bold, then the writing is super bold and heavyweight. Then you can make the writing all uppercase or lowercase or capitalized, whichever one you want, from this transform option. Then you can also switch the style of your writing from this style field. You can make to italic, but I'm just gonna keep it normal for now. And just like that, you can play with all of these options, okay? Then afterwards, these options come very handy as well. So from here, if you drag this letter spacing wheel, then the space between the letters will increase or decrease just like that. See? And then if you drag this word spacing wheel, then the space between the words will increase or decrease. Okay? So let me just keep it this way. So aren't these features super handy? Now let's say up next, if you want to add another widget or element after this heading of yours, you just have to go to the widgets section again by clicking on this plus icon. And let's say I want to add some text under this heading. So I just need to drag this text editor under here. Then just like before, you can change the text from here or from this field. Then if you want to do the styling of this writing, you just need to go to the Style tab. And just like before, you can change the text color, make it more prominent. Then from typography, you can play with all of these options. And since we've already played with all of these options, you guys already know what these options do. Now here, I'm just going to increase its size a little bit. So let's drag it and make it like this. Then go back and also let's align it to the center. There you go. If we close this structure, as you can see, this is how it's looking. And then if we want to add a button underneath here, we just need to go to the widget section. And then from here, drag this button widget under here. Now currently this button says click here, but let's say if you want it to say something else, then you can just change the text from this field and write whatever you want it to say. So here I'm just going to write contact now. And then within this link field, let's say if I just write jimfahaddigital.com, which is our main website. Now clicking on this button will redirect anyone who clicks on this button to this website, which is jimfahaddigital.com. So this is how linking a button works. And then you can also change the styling of your button. So go to Style tab. Then let's set its position to center. And then from here, you can also play with the typography, background color, and everything else of your button. So let's say we want the background color of our button to be another color. So from here, click on this button color and let's drag it over here. to make it purple. There you go. And now let me show you guys something more interesting. So normally, as you guys can see, that this button is showing this color, which is a purple color. But let's say I want to make our button interactive, and when I hover on it, I want this button to change its color. So how do we do that? For that, simply just go to this hover tab, this one. Then from under hover, just go to color and click on this color picker. And now let's say I'm just going to take this red color, for instance. Let's go back, and now let's look at the magic. So currently, as you can see, that in the normal state, it's showing this purple color. But now if we just hover over it, then as you guys can see that it's instantly changing its color to the red color. Isn't that cool? So this is the basic concept of normal and hover colors and the overall features of the container. And now let's say if you want to edit or change any of the elements or widgets that you have put in your container, you can simply just click on that, and no matter which one you select, you'll most probably get these three options, which are the Content, Style, and Advanced tab. Now let's say for any of your content of your container or page, for example for this text editor, let's say I want to put some space on the top and bottom of it. So what do I do now? We just simply need to go to this Advanced tab, and then from here we just need to put a margin value specifically in the field where we want our space to be in. So as I said that I want to put some space on the top and bottom, so I just need to put the top and bottom values in these two fields. Okay, so first of all, let's unlink the values. Now to put some space on the top, I just need to add some value on the top margin. So here I'm just going to write, let's say 20 pixels. And as you can see, instantly we have some space on the top of this widget. And then for the bottom space, let's say we want 30 pixels. Now as you can see, just after putting the value, how much space we got between this button widget and this text editor widget. And this is how you can play with the spaces of the elements from this Advanced tab. So the simple summary is, if you go to this Content tab, then you can change the text or link or any other thing relating to that widget's content. And by going under its Style tab, you can change any of its styles like its alignment, text color, typography, or any other thing related to its style. And then from Advanced tab, you'll find the space settings and all of these other advanced settings as well. And this is basically the main concept of this whole canvas. And also now let's say you have changed your mind and there's some elements or widgets on your container that you don't want anymore. So for that, you can just simply right click over that element. So you can right click over here or right click over this pencil icon. And then from there you can just simply delete it and it will be gone. It's just as simple as that. Now since I'm done explaining the basic concept of the Flexbox container, I'm just going to delete this whole container by clicking on this X button. And then our canvas is as good as new. Now surely I will be creating this whole website from scratch, step by step by using Elementor Page Builder. But let's say you don't have that much time in your hand to see this hours-long tutorial, but you still want to create this website. So in that case, I have another solution for you, which is KitPapa.com. So this KitPapa.com is for those people who want to create their website really fast. So now let me just give you guys a quick tour of KitPapa.com. So now if you scroll down here, you'll find all these ready-made template kits for different categories of website. It could be any website for agency, portfolio, freelancer, technology and app, health, medical, education, you name it. You will almost find every category's website in KitPapa.com. And not only your business websites, you can also create website for your clients using KitPapa.com's ready-made template kits just within a few clicks. So here, let me give you guys an example. Now let's say one of your clients wants you to make a portfolio website for them. So for that, what you can do is come to KitPapa.com and then go to this portfolio category. And here within this page, you'll find different types of website template kits for the portfolio category. So here, for example, let me just go inside of this template kit. Now one of the most interesting and beneficial thing about KitPapa.com is that before even purchasing any website template kit, you can actually preview the whole website template kit from here. So you just need to click on this live demo button. And then within this beautiful iframe, you can check all the pages, all the sections, the stunning designs and effects. Then you can also check all the other pages from this iframe. You can check the different sections conveniently, just like this. And not only that, you can also check the website responsiveness of the template kit from here. So you can see the tablet responsive settings from here. Everything here is set up in tablet view. And then you can also check the responsiveness for mobile portrait from here. So this is how the website will be looking for the mobile visitors. Okay? Amazing, right? So basically you can check everything in advance before even buying the kit. And then also you can check all the details about this kit, the special features that it provides. And another interesting thing is that with each of the template kits, you'll find a video installation guide. So instead of watching this hours-long tutorial, if you want to make your or your client's website really fast, then you can just follow this 3-minute video guide if you purchase this template kit. So simply just click here and play the video. And here, as you guys can see, that it's only 3 minutes long. So just by following this simple 3-minute guide, you can install and activate and make your website or your client's website really fast. And then if you scroll up, you can see that the template kit's price is only $9.99, which is really affordable because you see, you can create this kind of website and you can charge your clients a couple $1,000s pretty easily. So it's a huge win for you. And let's say if you're an agency or a freelancer and you need to create a lot of websites frequently for your clients, then you can actually buy their buy all package. And right now, as you guys can see, that there's this limited time discount going on. So from here, just click on this grab the deal button. And so instead of purchasing all the kits separately, you can get full access to all their already made template kits, which already exist, as well as the future ones. So if you scroll down here, as you guys can see that currently they have more than 180 plus premium kits, and they keep on adding more than 10 new template kits per month. So if you grab the buy all deal, then you'll get access to not only the existing template kits, but also the future template kits which are yet to come. And all that only for $49, which is more than a great deal if you ask me. And now here for this particular tutorial, I mean the one that we will be showing here now. So first let's go to the home page and let me search for the web page that we will be creating in this tutorial. So here in the search box, I'm just going to search for MiniMe. You see this one? So let's just click here. And we're basically going to be creating a portfolio website just like this one. So let's just get a view of this page, live demo. And this is what it will be looking like. It's amazing, right? So we will be creating this amazing portfolio in this tutorial. So now, as I said earlier, that in this tutorial, I will be showing you guys how to create this portfolio step by step from scratch. But let's say that if you just want to buy this kit and you have a short amount of time in your hands, then you just simply need to click on this add to cart button and then you need to pay them $9.99. And right after purchasing this kit, you'll basically get a zip file. And inside of that zip file, you'll basically get this template kit. And from there on, you'll just simply need to follow this video installation guide to install this template kit on your website. It's as simple as that. But no worries, this is just an alternative choice. So this is something that you can do if you are short of time and you just need to make the portfolio really fast. So now let's go back to the video and create this whole portfolio step by step from scratch together, okay? So let's close this and then let's go to Elementor, which is the backend of our website, and then create our beautiful portfolio. So before starting to create the portfolio, I think that this header, this page name, and this footer that is coming from the theme is kind of distracting us. So let's just do a little settings. Click on this settings button here. And then from this page settings, from page layout, let's just change it to Elementor Canvas. So now all the header, footer, and everything else which were distracting us will be hidden. So now we can create our website in a completely neat and clean environment without any distractions. Okay, now we did disable our header and footer and all the other distractions, but when we will be creating our website and designing it, sometimes some styling or colors might get the default styling or color of the Elementor's page builder. So for that, we just need to do one last thing. Just click on this eyeball button. And from here, we need to click on this dashboard to go to the backend of our website. And here, just hover on Elementor, then click on settings. Now scroll down. And here we're just going to disable the default colors and fonts of Elementor, okay? So we just need to simply check these two boxes and then click on Save Changes. And now let's close this. So now we're finally all done with doing all the settings for starting to create our portfolio. And now without further ado, let's start creating our beautiful and stunning portfolio. So as I showed you guys earlier, that first we need to take a structure here to put Elementor elements inside of it. So first, let's just take a container by clicking on this plus icon, choose this flexbox layout, then choose this direction, which is the row direction, and your container is here. Now let's do its layout settings. So from layout tab, put its width value. So I'm just gonna make it 1350 pixels. Then scroll down and make all of its gap to 0 pixels. And then we're done here. Let's go to the style tab. Then from under background, let's choose its background type, which is classic. Now here, first of all, click on this color picker, and then let's put a custom color code of our own. So in this field, let's just write 212428. Okay, so now we're done with the coloring of the container. Now let's go to the advanced tab. Here, I want to add some padding. So first, let's unlink the padding values, and let's just put the top padding to 100 pixels, and then leave the rest as 0, okay? So now we're done with this container. Now inside of this container, I want to add another container. So let's just click on this plus icon and then drag this container inside here. Now as you guys can see that we have more than one container, and sometimes it might be really hard to navigate these containers, and for that we have the navigator. So if we just go here, this structure that you see, this is the navigator. So from here we can see that we have two containers and their names are same. So no matter how many containers you take here, all of them will be named as container, since that is the name of this widget. But for us to understand, it might get a little hard sometimes. So what we can do is we can just rename these containers. So for this one, and since this is our main container, so let's just name this container our portfolio container. So you just need to simply double click on it and then write portfolio. There you go. And now inside of this portfolio container, I actually want to have two sections. So one will be about me and the other one will be about my skills and my expertise that I offer. So since this is the first container that we took, let's make this the left section. So let's rename it as our left portion container. There you go. Now since we're done with the naming, let's just do its settings. So first of all, from under layout tab, make its weight to 50%. So that it will take half the space of the overall container, okay? Which is this portfolio container. And then for its direction, make it vertical or column directed. Now go to the advanced tab and let's put its padding. So unlink the padding values. Then let's leave the top padding as 0. But for right padding, let's put a value which is 30 pixels. Then for bottom padding, make it 100 pixels. And for left padding, also make it 30 pixels. Then set its size to none. And we're also done with the settings of this container. Now inside of this container, let's take another container. So drag this container widget in here. And since this container is inside of our left portion container, let's name it our inner left container. Then from under layout, set its justify content to center. Scroll down and make all the gap values to 0. Then scroll up and go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values and make all of them 0. Now inside of it, let's put an image. So click on this plus icon, and from here let's just drag this image widget in here. So here I'm going to put an image by choosing this choose image. But before that, I want to let you guys know that if you guys want to use the exact same images that I will be using in this tutorial, then for those images you just simply need to go to jimfadigital.com, and from here under important links you'll get this option which says download the resources I've used in this tutorial. So if you click here, you'll basically get a file like this, and inside this file you'll find all the images that I will be using in this tutorial. So now let's close this and let's get back to our page creation. So let's go to Elementor, and then from here I'm going to click on this choose image option. Now if you go to the media library, as you guys can see that there are no items here yet since we haven't uploaded anything yet. So first we need to upload images and then we can use them. So for that, just go to upload files and then click on select files. Now inside the resources folder that you have downloaded from jimfadigital.com, you'll find all these images. So you just have to select them all together and then click on open to upload them in your WordPress media library. There you go. All the images have been uploaded, as you guys can see. So from here, let's choose this image, banner 06, and click on select. So there you go. Now this is how you put an image while creating your website. Now from image resolution, make it full. Then go to the style tab and set the alignment of the picture to left. Then for width, change the percentage scale to pixel scale. Then put a value of 180 pixels. Now set the height to 180 pixel as well. Then from object fit, make it cover. And keep the object position to center. Then scroll down and for border type, make it solid. And then for border color, let's give it a custom color code. So click on this color picker, and then in this field, let's just write 32363B. Alright, now go back. Then make all the border radius to 250 pixels. Also set all the border width value to 5 pixels. Alright, so now we're all done with the image. Now let's take another container. So click on this plus icon and then drag this container under this image here. Now in this container, we're gonna add some information about ourselves. So let's just name this container myself container. Now from under its layout, scroll down and make all the gaps values to 0 pixels. Then we don't need to do any styling for this container, so go straight ahead to Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then only make the top padding to 30 pixels. Okay, so we're done with this container as well. Now inside of this container, let's add a heading. So search for heading. From here, take this eKit heading, drag it and drop it here. Now in this heading title, I'm just gonna put a dummy heading. So here I just wrote it in this manner so that the name can stick out. And we can actually do the settings for the name part and highlight it differently, okay? Alright, so now we're done here. Let's go to the Style tab. Here go inside the title dropdown. Then unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Now go inside of Typography, then set the font family to Montserrat. So this is the one, let's choose it. Then for size, give it a value of 60 pixels. Then for weight, let's make it 700. And then for line height, give it a value of 62 pixels. So we're done here. Now let's click back. And then go inside of Focus Title dropdown. Here let's set its color. So for the first color, click on this color picker. And then in this field, let's write a custom color code. So write FF014F. See, now only the focus part will get highlighted like this. So this color will only be applicable to this focus title. Now let's go back. Oops, let's go inside of focus title. Then we don't want a hover color for it, so let's reset it. Click on this color picker and then click on this clear button. So now we won't have a hover color. Now go inside of Typography. Then again set the font family to Montserrat. Now set the size to 60 pixels as well. Weight to 700. Then scroll down and make its line height to 62 pixels. Then go here, unlink the padding values and make them all 0. Now also for this one, which is the normal title, it's not very visible. So let's go back here and let's change its color. So from here, let's just choose this white color. Now go back and this is how it's looking. Now I don't want this separator to be shown. So let's go to separator dropdown. And from here, just make all its value to 0. And there you go, it's vanished. Now under this, let's add another heading. So for this part, we don't really need to highlight any specific part. So just go to this plus icon and then from here, just drag this normal heading under here. Now I'm again going to put a dummy title in this field. Then go to its Style tab and let's make its text color white as well. Then go back. Then go inside of its Typography and set its font family to Montserrat again. Then set its size to 48 pixels, weight to 700, and then scroll down and make its line height to 62 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then only set the bottom padding to 20 pixels. Alright, so we're all done with this one as well. Now again, click on this plus icon, then let's drag another heading under here. For this one, again set a dummy title. Now go to the Style tab. And for this one's text color, let's add a custom color code. So in this field, just write 878E99. There you go. Now go back. And from its Typography, let's set this one's font family to Poppins. Choose this one. Then set its size to 18 pixels. Weight to 400. And line height to 29 pixels. Now we're done with this one as well. Let's add another container. So drag this container under here. And in this container, we're going to put details on how people can employ us. So let's rename this container's name to employee container. There you go. Now from this container's layout, set the direction to row and set its gaps values to 30 pixels, all of them. Then go to the Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, and only set the top padding to 50 pixels. So we're done with this container as well. Now inside of this container, we're going to add a button widget. So here, scroll down and drag this button widget here. Let's add a dummy text in this field. So I just wrote download my CV in this field. Then let's go to the Style tab. Here, go inside of typography, then change the font family to Poppins. Now set the size to 18 pixels, weight to 400, then scroll down and make the line height 27 pixels. Then go back. Now for the normal button state, make its text color, give it a custom text color code of FF014F. Then go back. And for its background type, let's make it gradient. So click on this gradient option. Now for the first color, let's give it a custom color code of 1E2024. Then go back. And now for the second color, give it a custom color code of 23272B. Then go back. Now just change the angle value to 145 degrees. So we're done with this one. Now go under hover. Then again set the background type to gradient. And for the first color, let's give it a custom color code of 212428. Now go back. And for the second color, let's write 16181C. Then again click back. Then for this one also make the angle to 145 degrees. Scroll down and let's set an hover animation. So click here, scroll down and choose this float option. So now if we hover over our button, this is what it would look like. See? Cool, right? Now make all of its border radius values to 6 pixels. Then scroll down, go inside of box shadow, and let's give it a custom color code. So in this field, let's just write 1C1E22. Then click here and set its horizontal value to 10, vertical value to 10, blur to 19, leave spread to 0, and position to outline. Now go back, unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 15 pixels, right to 35, bottom to 15 pixels, and left to 35 as well. Then I want to add another button here, and for this one we don't need to do any more settings. We'll just simply need to do one thing. So this is a great shortcut that you can always use. From this button, just click on this pencil icon, right click over it, and from here click on duplicate. And there you go. You have a ready-made button just like the one before. Now for this one, I'm just going to simply change the text. So in this field, I'm just going to write hire me. And we're all done. Now in this link field, you can set your email so that people can email you to hire you for work. And this is how this works. So this is how currently the left portion of our website looks like. Super cool, right? So let's bring it back. Now one thing you guys always must remember that Elementor is an online page builder. So you're editing all of this in real time. Now let's say if you have some issues with the internet or any other errors, then you could lose all the settings that you have done so far. But exactly for that reason, we have this publish button. So if you just simply click on this publish button, then just within a second, all the settings that you have done and all the creation and everything that you have done on your website will get saved, and you will have no more worries of losing your data. Okay? So it's always safe to just click on this publish button whenever you're done with the section or whenever you find it convenient, so that you don't lose your precious progress. Okay? So now we have saved our progress up until now, but until now every settings that we have been doing is for the desktop viewers, which means that the visitors who will visit your website from a desktop will see your website in this specific manner. Okay? So all the settings that we have done is actually for the desktop viewers. But what about the people who are using other devices like tablets or mobiles? So that is where the responsive settings comes, which are these ones. So currently, as you can see, that we are in the desktop view, but if we switch to tab view, then this is how it's looking in the tab view. And then we also have the mobile portrait. Now from here, we just need to do some simple settings and just change a few things, and we will be all good to go. So first, let's do the tab responsive settings. Now for the tab responsive settings, first choose this portfolio container. Then from under its layout tab, scroll down and turn wrap on. Then choose this left portion container. Then from here, under its layout tab, change its width scale to percentage scale. Then give it a value of 100%. Because on the tab view we don't really have much space, so instead of setting it as left or right, we're just going to set it as the whole container, okay? Now go to this Containers Advanced tab, then unlink the padding values, and now set the right padding to 30 pixels, bottom to 60, and left to 30. Now choose this heading, this one, go to its Style tab, and inside of the title dropdown, go inside of Typography. Then make its size to 48 pixels. Okay, so now it's looking perfect, not too big, not too small. Then go back, scroll down, and go inside of Focus Title. Here again, go inside of Typography, then set the size to 48 pixels. Now choose this heading. Again, go to its Style tab, then go inside of Typography, and set its size to 36 pixels. Okay, so now we're all done with the tab responsive settings of this section. Now let's do the mobile responsive settings. So for mobile, let's see if the wrap is turned on. Yes, it is. It's always good to make sure. Then choose this left portion container. Now from under its Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then set the right padding to 20 pixels and left padding to 20 pixels as well. Now choose this heading. Then from under Style tab, go to the title dropdown. Here go inside of Typography, then set its size to 32 pixels and line height to 40 pixels. Oh, remember to change the EM scale to pixel scale. Then change its value to 40 pixels. Now go back, then go inside of the Focus Title, and inside of Focus Title go to Typography again. Here set the size to 30 pixels, scroll down, and for line height change the EM scale to pixel scale, then set its value to 40 pixels. Alright, now go to the Advanced tab. Here set Align Cell to Center. Okay, now let's choose this heading. Then from its Style tab, let's set the alignment to center. Go inside of Typography and give it a size value of 26 pixels. And then line height, change it to pixel scale, then give it a value of 40 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then only set its bottom padding to 15 pixels. Then choose this heading. Go to Style tab, set its alignment to center, and then choose this Employee container. From under Layout tab, set its Justify content to center. So this is how it would look like. If we didn't have Justify content, it would look like this. But now with this, it would look like this. Then go to the Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 40 pixels and bottom padding to 50 pixels. And with that, we're all done with the mobile portrait view or the mobile portrait responsive settings, then the tab responsive settings, and of course we did the desktop settings in the beginning. So let's publish it and save our work. And this is what it's looking like. Now this is only the left part, right? This is the left portion. Now we're going to create our right portion. So let's bring it back. And let's minimize this left portion container. Now click on this plus icon. Then drag this container over here on the right side of this left portion container. So there you have it. Now let's rename it as our right portion container. Now from under Layout, set its width value to 50%. Then set the direction to column. And scroll down, then set all the gaps values to 0 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then set the right padding to 30 pixels and left padding to 30 pixels as well. Now inside of this right container, we're going to add another container. So drag this container widget in here. And let's rename this container as About Me container. Then from Layout, set its content weight to boxed. Then scroll down and set all the gaps values to 0. Now go to the Style tab. Here go inside of the border dropdown. Then set all the border radius to 10 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab, unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 50 pixels. Then unlink the padding values. Actually, let's make them all 40 first. So write 40, then unlink it, and then only change the top padding to 35 pixels. There you go. Also, let me move this navigator here so that you could see more clearly what's going on the right portion. Oops, I just noticed that I renamed it as right container. Let's write right portion container. Now to make our minimalistic portfolio website more interesting, we're going to add some CSS codes, okay? But don't get worried, don't get panicked, because you won't have to do any kind of coding. I've already created the CSS code snippets. So to use them, all you need to do is just go to jimfadigital.com. So here, as you can see that we have a code snippet. From here, all you need to do is just simply copy this whole code snippet. So click here, press left click and copy this whole portion, then right click over it and click on copy. Now go back to Elementor, and now we need a place to put our CSS codes, right? So what we need to do is scroll down, and here just click on this plus icon, and let's just take a container. Now we're going to name this container our HTML container, and we are going to put our CSS code snippets in an HTML widget. So for that, just click on this plus icon, then search for HTML widget in this search widget field. So this is the one. All you need to do is drag it over here and then put it here. Now this HTML widget, or this whole container containing the HTML widget, is only visible to us admins or the website creators. So it doesn't matter where you put this container, because no one will be able to see it except for you. Now since we have added our HTML widget, as you can see that we have a HTML code field in this area. So here all you need to do is just right click over here and then click on paste. So it will paste the code snippet that you just copied from jimfadigital.com. So now this is how you put a code snippet, but to activate its effects, we need to put its CSS class. So here all you need to do to activate this code snippet is go to jimfadigital.com, then scroll down, and here you'll find this box shadow CSS class. So this was the box shadow CSS code snippet, and this is the CSS class. So with this class name, you can activate this effect. So just copy this portion, right click over it, click on copy, go back to Elementor, and then I'm going to put its effect to this container, which is about me container. So here in the advanced tab, if you scroll down, you'll find this CSS classes field. So here you just need to paste that CSS classes name. So right click over here and click on paste. Now the effect of this CSS code is very subtle because it gives a dual shadow effect, which might not be that visible right now, but when we're done with our whole website, you'll see that how this makes a big difference and makes your portfolio look more elegant. So now let's continue with the design, but this is how you put CSS classes and then activate them, okay? Now I actually want to add another CSS code, so let's go back to jimfadigital.com. Here scroll down, and then you'll find this sticky left main section. So just copy this whole section, right click over it, click on copy, go back, then go to HTML widget, and here after this second bracket right here, you just need to press on enter to make some space, and then in the middle let's just right click here and then paste the code snippet. Now go back, let's copy the CSS class, then again go back to Elementor, and we're going to put its effect inside of this left portion container. So choose this inner left container, then go to its advanced tab, scroll down, and in the CSS classes field, just paste the CSS class name. So now this effect has been added as well. Alright, so now we're done here. Now click on this plus icon, then drag this heading over here. Now in the title field, let's just write about me. Then go to the style tab. Here let's make the text color white. Then go back. Now go inside of typography. Set the size to 30 pixels. Weight to 700. Line height to 37 pixels. And now go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Now click on this plus icon. Then scroll down and you'll find this divider widget. So drag it under here. Now go to its style tab. Let's give it a custom color code. So in this field, let's just write 121415. Now go back and then erase the gap value. Now go to the advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 18 pixels and bottom to 20. Now again, click on this plus icon, then scroll down and drag this text editor under here. So it's going under the divider, inside our about me container. Now from content, let's just change its title or text. Then go to the Style tab. Here let's give it a custom text color. So click on this color picker. Then in this field let's write 878E99. Then go back and inside of typography, set its font family to Poppins. Then set the size to 18 pixels, weight to 400. Then scroll down and make the line height to 28 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 25 pixels. Now we're done with this one. Let's add another text editor. So drag this text editor underneath here, which is after the text editor that we just said before, this one. Again, give it a dummy title. Then go to the Style tab. Here let's give it the same text color as before. So in this field let's write 878E99. There you go. Now go back. Then inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins, size to 18 pixels, weight to 400, and then line height to 28 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to -16 pixels. Alright, so now we're done with the About Me container. Now let's do the settings of its tablet responsive. Actually, here in the tablet responsive, we don't need to do anything. So let's just move to the mobile portrait view. And here, just choose this About Me container. Then from Advanced tab, unlink the padding values. Set the top padding to 35 pixels, right to 15 pixels, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Then choose this first heading, this About Me heading. Go to its Style tab, set its alignment to left, then go inside of typography and set its size to 24 pixels. Now scroll down, and for line height, change the EM scale to pixel scale, then give it a value of 30 pixels. So now we're all done with this About Me container. So let's publish our work and let's create our next section. So let's minimize this, drag it here, and then from this plus icon, let's drag this container under here. Now I'm going to name this Skills container. Then from under Layout, set the content weight to boxed, and then scroll down, make all the gaps values to 0 pixels. Then go to the Style tab. Here go inside of the border dropdown, then make all the border radius values to 10 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin as 50 pixels. Then unlink the padding values and set the top padding to 35 pixels and the rest ones to 40 pixels. And for this box, let's also add a CSS class name, which is the one that we put before in this one. So here, just copy this portion, go back to this one, and put it in this CSS classes field. Now inside of this container, we're going to add a heading. So drag this heading here, and let's put a dummy title in this field. Then go to the Style tab. Here make the text color to white. Then go inside of typography and set the font family to Montserrat. Then set the size to 30 pixels and weight to 700. Then give it a line height value of 37 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Now here we are again going to add another divider to divide this heading from the other ones. So click on this plus icon, then scroll down and drag this divider under this one. Now go to its Style tab. Here give it a custom color code, which is 121415. Go back and erase the gap value. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 18 pixels and bottom padding to 20 pixels. Now click on this plus icon and let's drag this heading under here. Then give it a dummy heading in this field. Now after that, go to its Style tab. Here give it a custom text color code of C4CFDE. Then go back and inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins. Then size to 14 pixels, weight to 300, and line height to 21 pixels. Then letter spacing to 2 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 20 pixels. Then click on this plus icon and let's add another container under this heading here. Now from under its layout, set the direction to row and justify content to space between. Then make all the gaps values to 30 pixels and turn wrap on. Then go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values and set the bottom padding to 30 pixels. Now inside of it, we're going to add an image. So click on this plus icon and then drag this image widget in here. Now from here, just click here and choose an image. So from here, I'm going to choose this image. Click on select. Now go to the Style tab. Here set the alignment to left. Then give it a width value. So change the percentage scale to pixel scale. Then write 30 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. And for padding, make them all 26 pixels. Then set align self to start. Then scroll down and inside of CSS classes, we're going to put the same CSS class name, which is box. Now in this same manner, you can just add other images to show what other skills you have. Now you can do this image setting one by one, but that would take you forever. So let me just show you a shortcut. So just like before, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click over this pencil icon and then click on duplicate. So now I already have a ready-made image which has all the settings of this one. Now from here, all I need to do is click on this choose image and then from here just choose a different image. So let me choose this one and then click on select. It's as simple as that. So in the same manner, I'm just gonna put some other images and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So I've just simply duplicated it 8 more times to make 10 images and then I've just simply changed the images of each one. Okay, so now that we're done explaining our primary skills, let's explain or put our secondary skills. So first, click on this plus icon. Also, let's minimize this. And under this container, I'm going to take a heading. So drag it over here and put it under here. So now it's under this container. Now in this field, let's just write secondary skills on. Then go to the Style tab. Here, let's give it a text color code. So in this field, write C4C FDE. Now go inside of typography, then set the font family to Poppins. Then give it a size value of 14 pixels, weight to 300, line height to 21 pixels, and letter spacing to 2 pixels. Then go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and set the top margin to 25 pixels, then bottom to 20 pixels. Now under this one, let's again add another container. So click on this plus icon, then drag this container under here. Now from under its layout, set the direction to row and then justify content to start. Then scroll down and make all the gaps values to 24 pixels. And also remember to turn wrap on. Then go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then only give it a bottom padding of 30 pixels. Now inside of this one, we're again going to take another image widget. So drag this image widget in here. Then let's choose an image from here. So let's choose this one and click on select. Now go to its Style tab, set the alignment to left, then give it a width value of 23 pixels. So change the percentage scale to pixel scale, then write 23. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Then unlink the padding values and set the top padding to 18 pixels, right to 19, bottom to 18, and left to 19 as well. Now set the align self to start, and again in the CSS class, let's just write box. So BOX. So now the dual shadow effect will be applied on this box as well. I mean this image. Now just like before, I'm going to duplicate this one and then just replace images. So since this is a repetitive process, I'll just be doing that off screen and then I'll be back so that you guys don't have to waste your time. So now I'm back after putting all the images. So now let's publish it. Then let's do the responsive settings. So in the tab view, here I think we just need to do one thing. So from here, click on this container, this secondary skills container, and from under layout, make its gaps values to 34 pixels, all of them. There you go. And everything else is looking cool. So let's move on to the mobile portrait. Here scroll up and choose this skills container. Then from under Advanced tab, unlink the padding values. Then set the top padding to 35 pixels, right to 15, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Now choose this heading, about my skill heading. Go to the Style tab, set the alignment to left, then go inside of typography. Here set the size to 24 pixels. Then scroll down and for line height, change the EM scale to pixel scale, then make it 30 pixels. Now choose this first container, which is for primary skills. Here from under layout, set the justify content to center. Okay, so now there are not too much gaps in between. And then scroll down and make all the gaps values to 34 pixels. Now inside of this container, choose this image, then go to its style tab and then make its width to 27 pixels. Now all you gotta do is just right click over this one, this pencil icon of this image, and then click on copy. Now we need to do the same settings for each one. So we're not gonna go to the style tab of each of the photos. What we're gonna do is just simply right click over this pencil icon and then don't click on paste or paste from other side. Just click on paste style to paste the settings that we have just done in this image. Okay, so click on paste style. Now for this one, right click over it, click on paste style, and then this one, and then in the same manner just paste the style to all of the photos here. So after doing that, just scroll down, then choose this container. This secondary skills container, and here from under layout, set the justify content to center. There you go. And now with that, we're all done with the responsive settings as well. So let's save it. And then let's create our next section. So let's minimize this portion first. And then under this one, we're going to add another container. So click on this plus icon, then drag this container under here. Oops, it went inside of this container, as you guys can see, but we want it after this skills container, outside of this container. So what we're gonna do is just simply right click over it and then drag it outside. There you go. Now I'm gonna rename it as services container to show all the services that I provide. Okay, now let's choose this container and from its layout, make the content width boxed. Then make all the gaps values to 0. Then go to the style tab, go inside of the border drop down, and then set all the border radius to 10 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab, here unlink the margin values and only set the bottom margin to 50 pixels. Then unlink the padding values. Now set the top padding to 35 pixels and the other ones to 40 pixels. Now in the CSS classes box, just write box box. Then inside of it, we're gonna add a heading. So click on this plus icon, then drag this heading in here. Now in this title field, let's just write my services. Now go to the style tab. Here set the text color to white. Then go back and inside of typography, set the font family to Montserrat. Then size to 30 pixels, weight to 700, and line height to 37 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Now we're gonna add a divider under here, but let's just not do any settings for divider and waste our time. What we can do is just simply right click over this divider, this one, and then right click over it, click on copy, then scroll down and under here press right click and then click on paste. So now we have a divider under this heading with all the settings of the previous one. Okay, now click on this plus icon and search for icon list. Drag this one under here. Now here first choose this item number 1 and in the text field let's write something like business strategy. And then from icon library let's choose an icon. So in this search bar, search circle. Now choose this one. Click on insert, then go to the style tab. Here set the space between to 8 pixels, then go inside of icon. Here under normal tab, give it a custom color code. So click on this color picker and in this field let's write 878E99. Then go back and for size make it 8 pixels. For gaps make it 10 pixels. Now go inside of this text drop down. Here inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins. Then set the size to 18 pixels and weight to 400. Then for color, click on this color picker And in this field, let's write 878E99. So there you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the content tab and then delete these ones. And then for the first one, I'm going to click here, which is the duplicate button, to duplicate this same style with this icon. So let me just duplicate it 3 times. There you go. Now all you guys have to do is just enter each one and then change its content. So let's keep the icon the same for each one, but let's change the text. So after changing the text of each one, this is what it's looking like. Now for this one, we don't really need to do any tab settings. So go to the mobile portrait view. Here choose this service container. Then from its advanced tab, unlink the padding values. Set the top padding to 35 pixels, right to 15, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Then choose this heading. Go to the Style tab, set the alignment to left, go inside of Typography, set the size to 24 pixels, and line height to 30 pixels. So change the EM scale to pixel scale, then give it a value of 30. And now we're all done with this section as well. So let's save our work. So now let's create our next section. Go to the desktop view. Here let's minimize these sections. Now under this services container, let's take another container. So click on this plus icon, then drag this container under here. There you go. Now for this one, let's rename it as my portfolio container. Now from under its layout, set all the gaps values to 0. Then go to the Style tab. Here inside of the border dropdown, set all the border radius value to 10 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin as 50 pixels. And for padding, make them all 40 first. Then unlink the padding values and only change the top padding to 35 pixels. Now inside of it, let's take a heading. So this heading widget here. And for this one, give it a title, which is my portfolio. Now go to the Style tab. Here set the text color to white. Then go back, inside here. Go inside of the typography. Set the font family to Montserrat. Then size to 30 pixels. Weight to 700. And line height to 37 pixels. Then go to the Advanced tab. Unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Then under this one, we're going to add a divider again. So from here, right click over this pencil icon, click on copy, and then paste the divider widget under here. There you go. And now we're going to search for a widget which is named model box. So search for model box in this search widget. So drag this widget under here. Oh, and also don't forget to add the CSS class to my portfolio container. So from Advanced tab, in the CSS classes field, let's just write box. There you go. Now again with the model box, from the content tab, I'm going to hide the header. Then I'm going to set the content to show to Elementor template. Then scroll down and go inside of trigger options drop down. Here in the trigger option, I'm going to set it to text. Then in the text field, I'm just going to write the services provided for design and then set the alignment to left. Now go to the Style tab. Here go inside of typography, then set the font family to Poppins. Then size to 18 pixels, weight to 400, and line height to 30 pixels. Now go back and under the normal tab, let's set its color. So in the color picker, let's write 878E99. Now go back, then go to the hover tab. Here give it a color code of FD0350. So if you hover over it, it would look like this. So let's go back. Then make all the padding values to 0. Now inside of lower close button, go inside of typography. Here set the font family to Montserrat. Then set the size to 16 pixels, weight to 400, and line height to 22 pixels. So go back. Then under normal tab, set the color to white. Then go back and set the background color code to FF014F. Now go back and set the border type to solid. Then unlink the border width and make all of them 0. Now go to the hover tab. Here set the color to FF014F. Then go back and set the background color to white. Then go back. Now go inside of the model box drop down. Here set the content background color to completely transparent. Then go back, set the width to 1100 pixels. Then choose the background type classic. Scroll down and set the footer background color to a custom color code, which is 1E2024. Then go back and set the border type to none. Then set the border radius to 0 pixels. Scroll down, unlink all the padding values and make them 0. Now go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then only set the bottom padding to 5 pixels. And for this model box, we're actually going to add another CSS code. So let's go to jimfadigital.com, then scroll down. And here you'll find this pop-up model box CSS. So copy this whole portion from top to bottom. Right click over it, click on copy, go back to Elementor, then inside of HTML widget, click here after the second bracket, and then press enter to make some spaces. Then simply right click over here and click on paste. There you go. Now to activate the pop-up model box, go back to jimfadigital.com, scroll down and copy this CSS class name. Go back to Elementor, choose this model box, then scroll down and in this CSS classes field, just paste it. So now what this does is if we close it, then if you click on it, then a pop-up model box will show up just like this. See? And you can also put information here. So let's close it, then bring it back. And now in this model box, to add information in this field, what we're going to do is, first let's go back to our dashboard. So left click over this Elementor logo and then open this exit to WordPress in a new tab, okay? So right click over it and click on open link in new tab. Let's drag this one here. And now for this one, from here, let's go back to WordPress dashboard. Then from here, go inside of templates. And here we're going to create a template, then add that template in our model box in this field, okay? So from here, first let's click on add new template. Then from here, let's choose this container option. And in the name your template name your template anything you want. So I'm just gonna write the same name as this one. So let's go back and then here let's just write the services provided for design. Now after naming your template, just click on create template button. And then here you'll find another Elementor canvas. So here we're just going to create a new custom made template of our own really fast. So first let's take a container in here. Then from under its layout, set the content width to full width. And for width, change the percentage scale to pixel scale. Then give it a value of 1230 pixels. Now set the direction to column. Scroll down and we don't need to change anything else here. So let's go to style tab. Now go inside of the border dropdown. Here unlink the padding values and make all the border radius to 0. Now go to the advanced tab. Here also unlink the padding values and make them all 0. Then inside of this container, click on this plus icon to add a new container. So we're gonna drag this container in here. And let's name this one inner container. Then from this inner container's layout, set the content width to full width, leave the width as 100%, then set the direction to row, scroll down and make all the gaps values 0, so unlink them and make them all 0. Then go to the style tab. Here set the background type to gradient. Now for the first color, go inside of color picker and here write 1E2024. Then go back. And then for the second color, click in the color picker and in this field let's write 23272B. Now go back, scroll down, then only change the angle value to 145 degrees. Now scroll down and inside of the border dropdown, unlink the border radius and make them all 0. Then go to the advanced tab. Here set all the padding values to 45 pixels. There you go. Now inside of this container, so click on this plus icon and then drag a new container. And let's name this container our left container. Then from layout, change its width to 50% and direction to column. Now go to the style tab, then go inside of the border dropdown. Here set all the border radius to 10 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab, then unlink all the padding values and now set the right and left padding to 15 pixels. Then inside of it we're going to put a widget, which is going to be an image widget. So drag this here. Then from here let's choose an image. Let's choose this image, then click on select. Now go to the style tab. Here set the width value to 100%. Then for height, change the pixel scale to percentage scale and write 100. Now set the object fit to cover. Then scroll down and here set all the border radius to 10 pixels. So now we're done with the left portion. Now we're going to create the right portion. So drag this one here and click on this plus icon. Then drag this container on the right side of this container. Oops, it went outside. As you can see that it's not inside of the inner container. So we want it inside of our inner container, but after the left container. So let's just drag this inside here and then take it after the left container here. There you go. Then let's rename this container as right container. Now from its layout, change the width to 50%. Then set the direction to column. Justify content to center. Scroll down and make all the gaps values 0. Then go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values and only set the left padding to 30 pixels. Now inside of it we're going to add a heading, so drag this heading widget in here. And in the title field let's add a dummy title. Then go to the style tab. Here give it a custom text color code, so in this field write 878E99. Then go back. Now go inside of typography. Now change the font family to Montserrat. Then set the size to 16 pixels, weight to 500. Scroll down and change the line height to 30 pixel. Now go to the advanced tab, unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 5 pixels. Now under this one, let's add another heading. Click on this plus icon, then drag this heading under here. For this one again, put a dummy title in this field. Now go to the style tab. Here set the text color, in this field, let's write C4C FDE. Then go back and inside of typography, set the font family to Montserrat, then size to 34 pixels, leave weight to 700, then set the line height to 44 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0, then unlink the padding values and only set the bottom padding to 20 pixels. Then under this one, let's add a text editor widget. So drag this text editor under here. Then in this field, let's add another dummy title. Then go to the style tab. Now set the text color to a custom text color, which is 878E99. Then go back and inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins, then size to 18 pixels, weight to 400, and line height to 30 pixels. Then go to the advanced tab, unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 30 pixels. Now under this one, let's add another text editor. So drag this here, then put a dummy heading of your own, then go to the style tab. Here give it a custom text color code. So here in this field, let's write 878E99. Then go inside of typography. Here set the font family to Poppins, then size to 18 pixels, weight to 400, line height to 30 pixels, then go to the advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin to 25 pixels. Now under this one, we're going to add a button. So click on this plus icon, then drag this button widget under here. So in the text field, let's write view project instead of click here. Then let's add an icon. So click on this icon library and in this field search right arrow 1. Choose this one, click on insert, then set the icon position to end and icon spacing to 10 pixels. Now go to the style tab. Now go inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins, then size to 14 pixels, weight to 400 and line height to 21 pixels. then go back, and under Normal tab, give it a text color code of FF014F. Then go back, set the background type to gradient. Then for the first color, write a custom color code of 1E2024. Then go back, and for the second color, in this field write 23272B. Then go back, scroll down and change the angle to 145 degrees. Now go under the Hover tab. Here set the background type to gradient. Then for the first color, in this field write 212428. Then for the second color, in this field write 16181C. Now scroll down, go back, and then in the angle, just write 145. And for the hover animation, let's choose this one, float. Then scroll down and make all the border radius values to 6 pixels. Go inside of box shadow. Then in this field, give it a custom color code of 1C1E22. Then in the horizontal field, write 10. Then make vertical 10, blur 19, and keep the rest as they are. Then go back, unlink the padding values. Then only set the top padding to 15 pixels. Then right to 35, bottom to 15, and left to 35. Now go to the Advanced tab. Then unlink the margin values and make them all 0, as well as the padding values. So now we're all done with the creation of our first template. So let's publish it. Now we just need to do some minor settings for the tab view and the mobile view. So for the tab view, first let's choose this inner container. Then from under layout, just set its wrap on. Then choose this left container. Then from under its layout, change the width scale to percentage scale. Then set it to 100%. Let's move this. Now choose this right container. And for this one as well, change the pixel scale to percentage scale. Then in this field write 100. Then go to its Advanced tab. Unlink the padding values. Then set the top padding to 30 pixels. Right to 15, bottom to 0, and left to 15 as well. So we're all done with the tablet view settings. Now let's go to the mobile view. For mobile view, first choose this container. Go to the Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then only set the bottom padding to 2. Now choose this inner container. Go to its Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 40 pixels, right to 15, bottom to 25, and left to 15. Now scroll down, then choose this heading. Go to its Style tab, then inside of Typography, set its size to 28 pixels. Then scroll down. For line height, change the EM scale to pixel scale. Then in this field, just write 36 pixels. And we're all done with the mobile responsive as well. So let's publish this. So now we're done with the creation of our template. So now if we again go back to our home page, and then if we go down, then choose this model box. Now you guys may remember that when I set up this model box, I set its content to show to Elementor template. And this is the reason why I did it. So since I set its content to show to Elementor template, so now in this field, I can choose the existing template, which I just created. So to get the template that I just created, first let's publish this page, then refresh this page. And now if we again choose our model box, then from here, if we click here, you see, this is the template kit that we just created, the services provided for design. So let's choose this one. And now let's see the magic. So now if you just click on this model box here, see, now we're watching this beautiful template. Amazing, right? So in this same manner, you can just create all the other model boxes and their templates as well. Or you can actually do another shortcut. So let's go back to here. Since we're done with this one, let's exit this one. And let's add a new template, okay? So for this one, let's just add a title. Then click on Edit with Elementor. And now here, you don't have to create the whole section again, okay? You can just do one simple thing, which is click on this folder icon here. This is the Add Template button. So click here. And then from My Templates, you can choose the already existing template files, okay? So if we go to My Templates As you can see that I have created many templates off screen. So from here you can choose any other template that you have created, or you can just choose the same one that we just created. So the service is provided for design, and if we just click on insert from here, then click on apply, then see, just within seconds you have a ready-made template. So from the same layout you can just change the photos, text, like you can choose from here, then you can just choose an image from here, click on select, and then you can change all these items as well. So in this manner you can make other template kits as well. It's as simple as that. Then you just have to publish it, then go back to home, then you can add another model box. So from here, just let's duplicate this one, click on duplicate, then from this trigger options you can just change the texts, and then from content you can just choose its template like this. So the one that matches this one is this one, which we just created, and now if you click over it, you'll get this, the one that we just created. Cool, right? So now we're all done with this one, and in the same exact manner I'll create some other model boxes and then I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back after duplicating 5 more model boxes and then just changing their trigger texts. Okay, so now let's do the tab responsive settings for this container. So go to tab view, and here all you need to do is just choose this first model box, then go to its style tab. Now go inside the model box drop down, and here set the width to 100%. So change the pixel scale to percentage scale, then put the value of 100. And then for max height, change the pixel scale to VH scale, then put the value of 90. Now scroll down. Here everything is okay, but also let's make the margin 0, all of them. And then we're simply just going to right click over this one, click on copy, and then paste the style to these ones. So right click here, then paste style, then this one, then this one, then this one, and then the last one. Now let's do the mobile responsive. Here choose this My Portfolio container, then go to its Advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 35 pixels, right to 15, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Now choose this heading, go to its Style tab, set the alignment to left, go inside of typography, set the size to 24 pixels, then line height to 30 pixels. So we're done with this one. Let's publish it, and now create our next section. So let's minimize this, and under here let's drag a container. So there's our new container. Let's name this our testimonial container. Let's move it a bit here. Then for this container, also let's minimize it. Now for this container, let's change the content width to boxed, then set all the gaps values to 0. Now go to the Style tab. Here go inside of the border drop down, then set all the border radius to 10 pixels. Now go inside of the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values, then only set the bottom margin as 50 pixels. Then make all the padding 40, unlink the values, and only set the top padding as 35. Now also again for this one, just write box in this CSS classes field. Then inside of it, let's take a heading. So drag this heading here, give it a title, let's write testimonial. Then go to the Style tab. Here set the text color to completely white. Then go inside of typography, set the font family to Montserrat, and then set the size to 30 pixels, weight to 700, and line height to 37 pixels. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the margin values and make them all 0. Then let's just copy this divider from here. So right click over it, click on copy, then paste it under here. Okay, and now under this divider we're going to add a testimonial widget. So click on this plus icon, then search for testimonial. So here you'll find a lot of testimonials, but take this one, the eKit one. So drag it over here. Now from under layout, choose this style, the 6th one, Then go inside of the testimonial dropdown. Here I don't want any quote icons, this one, so let's disable it, and then also disable ratings. Now let's close these ones and let's just work with one. So here I'm just going to write a client name, a dummy name. So I just put a client name here, and then I'll set a designation here, and then I'll just put a dummy testimonial or review here. Then I'm gonna scroll down and let's set a client avatar here. So choose image and let's select this one. Click on select. Now after we're done here, let's go inside of settings dropdown. Here set the spacing left right to 0, then all the padding to 0 as well. Then scroll down and let's just turn show dots to yes. Now go to the style tab. Here set the column gap to 0, then unlink the padding and make them all 0 as well. Now under normal dropdown, set the background type to classic. Then let's choose a color, so let's make it completely transparent. Then go back, scroll down and go inside of wrapper content style. Here set the horizontal alignment to center, then unlink the padding values and make them all 0. Now go inside of the description dropdown. Here give it a custom color code, which is C4CFDE. Now go back and inside of typography, set the font family to Poppins. Then set the size to 16 pixels, weight to 400, and line height to 28 pixels. Then scroll down, go back first. We were inside of description, and here unlink the margin values to make them all 0. Now go inside of the client dropdown. Then here under client name, let's change the color. Let's give it a custom color code, which is FF014F. Now go inside of typography. Here set the font family to Montserrat. Now set the size to 14 pixels. Then weight to 500. Line height to 17 pixels. Then go back and unlink the margin values to make them all 0. Then under client image, let's set the image size to 50. Then unlink the margin values and set the top margin to 25 pixels, then bottom to 10. Now go inside of the dot dropdown, set the dot top space to 0, width to 10, height to 10, then border type to none. Scroll down and unlink the border radius. Make all the border radius to 50 pixels. Then set this background type to gradient. Scroll down and for the first color, let's give it a custom color code, which is 424242. Then go back. Now for the second color, make it 202020. And then for its location, change it to 180%. Then for angle, change it to 145 degree. Now scroll down and under active, change the background type to gradient. Then give it a custom color code, this first color. So let's write FF588B. Then for the second color, let's change it to 70001C. Now go back, then scroll down. Here make the width to 10 and height to 10 as well. Then set the border type to none and scale to 1.1. Also, I think I missed this part, so let's scroll up and go inside of client. Then under client designation, let's change it to complete white. There you go. Now go back. And now for this testimonial, we're also going to add a CSS code. So first of all, let's go back to jimfadigital.com. Here scroll down and copy this whole portion, okay? Testimonial slider shadow CSS. So from here to here. Right click over it, click on copy, go back, then go to the HTML widget. And here at the bottom, after this one, let's make some space. Then put the code here. Click on paste. Now to activate it, let's go back and copy the CSS class name. So click on copy, then go back. Now choose this testimonial widget, then go to its advanced tab. Here in the CSS classes field, just paste the CSS class name. There you go. Now the effect has been added. So this is a testimonial slider effect, but currently we can't see it since we don't really have more than one testimonial. We have only one testimonial, right? So let's make some other testimonials. First, let's go back to content. Then inside of testimonial, if I just copy this one, duplicate it, then this is how it's looking, see? And then again, if we copy another one, then this slider effect has been added here. Now for the other two, I'm just going to change the name, descriptions, and photo, and then I'll be back. So now I've just changed the photos and some contents of the other testimonials. Now after that, we're going to do the tab settings for this container. So go to tab view. So for tab, just choose this testimonial widget. Then from content, go inside of settings. Here, set the slides to show to 1 and slides to scroll to 1 as well. And we're all done here. We don't need to do anything else for the tab responsive. Let's move on to the mobile responsive. Here, choose this testimonial container, then go to its advanced tab, then unlink the padding values. Set the top padding to 35 pixels, right to 15, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Then choose this heading, go to its style tab, set the alignment to left, then inside of typography, set the size to 24 pixels, and then set the line height to 30 pixels, so change the em scale to pixel scale, then set the line height value to 30 pixels. And with that, we're all done with the mobile responsive as well. So let's publish our settings. Then let's go to the desktop view again. Here, let's minimize this. And now we're going to create our second last container or section. So for those who have made it this far, congratulations, because we have 2 more sections to go. And after that, our whole portfolio will be completed. So under this testimonial container, let's add another container. Let's move this one here and drag this container under here. Let's rename this contact container. Now from its layout, set the content width to boxed, then set all the gaps values to 0 pixels. Then go to the style tab. Here, go inside of the border dropdown, then set all the border radius value to 10 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab, unlink the margin values, then only put the bottom margin to 50 pixels. Then for padding, write 40 here, then unlink the padding and only change the top padding to 35 pixels. Now from here, in the CSS classes box, let's just write box. Then we're going to add a heading in this container, so click on this plus icon, then drag this heading in here. Let's change the title from here, write something like contact with me. Then go to the style tab. Here, set the text color to white. Then go inside of typography, set the font family to Montserrat. Then set the size to 30 pixels. Weight to 700 and line height to 37 pixels. Now go to the advanced tab. Here, unlink the margin values to make them all 0. Now under this one, we're again going to put a divider. So from here, let's just right click over this divider, copy, then paste it here. There you go. Now under here, we're going to actually create a contact form, so our website visitors or our clients can contact us or get in touch with us through that contact form. So for that, what we have to do is click on this plus icon. Then in this field, let's search for a widget named Met Form. So this is the one. Let's drag it under here. And currently, as you guys can see, that there's nothing here, but we're going to create our own contact form by clicking on this edit form button. Let's move this. And let's name this form something like contact form. Then click on edit form. Now let's start creating our contact form. So first of all, let's take a container, click on this plus icon, choose the flexbox layout. Then let's choose this direction, which is the row direction. Now from under layout, scroll down and set all the gaps values to 0. Now go to its style tab, set the background type to classic, then give it a custom color code. So in this field, let's write 212428. Then go back and go to the advanced tab. Now unlink the padding values and make them all 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this container 4 more times. So right click over it, click on duplicate, then again, one more time, and there we have it. So now inside each of the containers, we're going to create different input fields where people can put different information. So for the first container, let's name it our name and number container. Now inside this container, the name and number container, I'm going to take another container. So click on the plus icon, then scroll down, and from here, drag this container in here. Now let's name this container our name container. Then from under its layout, set the width value to 50%. Then scroll down and set the direction to column. Now go to the Advanced tab. Here unlink the padding values, then set the right padding to 15 pixels and bottom to 20. Now inside of this container, click on this plus icon, and from here, let's drag this text widget here. So this text widget is actually from Medform. This is not the Elementor text widget. That's why this looks different. Now from here, we're just going to change the label. So in the place of text, we're going to write your name. Then go to the Style tab. Then inside of label, set the label color. So give it a custom color code of A0A8B3. Now go inside of typography. Set the font family to Montserrat. Size to 12 pixels. Weight to 500. Transform it to uppercase. Then change the line height to 22 pixels. And letter spacing to 1 pixel. Then go back. And here unlink the margin values. Then only set the bottom margin to 14 pixels. Now go inside of input dropdown. Here make all the padding values to 15 pixels and all the margin to 0. Now under normal tab, change the input color. So give it a custom color code, which is E4, E6, EA. Then for background type, make it classic. Scroll down and set this color. So give it a custom color code. Write 191 B1E. Then go back. Change the border type to solid and border width to 2 pixels, all of them. And for border color, let's make it completely transparent. Then go back. Now go under hover tab. Here set the input color as well. Write E4, E6, EA. Then change the border type to solid. Then go to the focus tab. Here also change the input color. Write E4, E6, EA. Then make the border type solid. And set all the border width to 2 pixels. Now for this border color, write FF01 4F. Then go back. Now inside of typography, set the font family to Montserrat. Then set the size to 14 pixels. Weight to 400. Then go back. Set the border radius to 6 pixels. And for box shadow, let's give it a color. Now let's make the color a little deeper. Then go back, and for horizontal, write 1 here. Then for vertical, write 4. For blur, write 2. And for spread, write -3. Then scroll down and leave the rest as they are. So go back. Now inside of the placeholder dropdown, go inside of typography. Here set the font family to Montserrat. Then weight to 700. Now go to the Advanced tab, and here we're actually going to add a CSS code snippet, okay? So before that, we need to copy the CSS code snippet from here, right? So first, let's save this contact form. Now inside of this Medform widget, we also need to create a container for HTML widget. So click on this plus icon, then choose this flexbox layout, choose any direction, and for this container, let's rename it our HTML container. Then inside of this container, let's drag HTML widget. So search for HTML, drag it in here. And now in this field, we're going to put the HTML code. So let's go back to jimfahaddigital.com. Now from here, just copy this whole code snippet. So from up here till down here, then right click over it, click on copy. Now go back, and here in this HTML code field, just paste it. There you go. Now scroll up, choose the first container. Now choose this text widget. Then from under its Advanced tab, we need to put the CSS class in this field. So go back here and then scroll down. Just copy this part, which is form shadow. Then copy it. Go back to Elementor and paste it in this field. So now as you guys can see that it has formed a more deeper shadow, which is why our text field is looking more amazing. Also, let's remove this text writing. So go to the Content tab, scroll down, and in the placeholder field, just remove this. There you go. So now we're done with this name container. Now minimize it. And after this name container, we're going to create another container, okay? So we can just simply duplicate this container. let's rename it to number container. Now go inside of it, and from here just delete this text widget. So right click over it, click on delete, and then in this field we're going to put another widget, which is going to be the number widget. So from here, drag this number widget in here. Now all you gotta do is right click over this widget. So right click here, click on copy, then click on this number widget, right click over here, and click on paste style. Now everything is already set, as you guys can see. Now all we have to do is just change the label. So here let's write phone number, then scroll down, and in the placeholder let's remove it. With that, we're all done here. So now let's minimize this whole names and number container. Now proceed with our next container, which is going to be our email container. So let's rename it as our email container. Now inside of this email container, we're just going to take another container. So scroll down and drag this container in here. Now for this one, under layout, just change the direction to column. Now go to the advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then only set the bottom padding to 20 pixels. Now inside of this container, we're just going to take an email widget. So scroll down and drag this email widget in here. Here from under content, just scroll down and remove this placeholder email writing. Now all you need to do here is just right click over this one, this widget, click on copy, then paste the style to this one. And with that, we're all done. Now in the same manner, just add a new container in this one. Also, let's minimize this one since we're done with email. And for this one, let's rename it as subject container. Now inside of it, let's take another container. So scroll down and drag this container in here. Then from layout, set its direction to column. Then go to the advanced tab, unlink the padding values, then only make the bottom padding 20 pixel. Now just go to widgets, and from here, drag this text widget in here. Now from the email, just copy and paste the style. So right click over here, click on copy, then paste the style to this one. Now all we need to do is just click on this one, and from here, change the label to subject, and just remove the placeholder. There we go. Now it's time for the next one. So let's minimize it. And for this container, let's rename it as our message container. Then inside of it, let's take another container, drag it here. And for this one again, from layout, just scroll down, make its direction to column, then go to the advanced tab, unlink the padding values, and make the bottom padding 20 pixels. Now inside of this one, we're just going to add another widget. So click on this plus icon, scroll down, and you'll find this text area widget, drag it in here. And in the same manner, just right click over this one, then copy and paste its style to this one. Then click on it, and let's just change the label to your message, and then remove the placeholder. Now go to the style tab, go to input, and here I'm just going to do a little extra setting. So since this is the message field, we're going to make it a little bigger, since in the message field usually people write a lot of stuff so that they can convey their message properly. Now to do that, simply just we have to increase the height. So from 150, I'm going to change it to 235. So now we're done with this one as well, and now we just have to do the last one. So let's minimize it, and for this container, we're going to name it our button container. Then inside of it, take another container, set its direction to column, then go to the advanced tab, unlink the padding values, and make the bottom padding 20 pixels. Now inside of this container, we're just going to add our last widget, which is going to be the submit button widget. So drag it in here. Now for our button, we have to do some settings. So first of all, let's change the label to send message. Then go to the style tab. Here unlink the padding values. Then only set the right padding to 35 pixels and left padding to 35 pixels. Now go inside of typography. Set the font family to Poppins. Then change the size to 14 pixels. Weight to 500. Now go back, and under normal tab, let's give it a text color. So in the color picker, let's write FF014F. Then make the background type gradient. For the first color, let's write 1E2024. Then go back. And for the second color, let's write 23272B. Then again go back. Now scroll down And here change the angle to 145 degrees. Now scroll up and under hover tab, give it a text color which is FF014F. Then go back, make the background type gradient, set the first color to 212428, then go back, scroll down, and for the second color let's write 16181C. Then scroll down and also make its angle to 145 degrees. Now just scroll up and then from content let's set the button alignment to left. There you go. And with that we're all done with our contact form, at least the desktop part. So let's publish it. Now in the tablet view it's already looking perfect, so we don't really need to change anything. But in the mobile view we do need to make some changes. So all we gotta do is scroll up and then choose this container. Now inside of each container we have a second container, right? Here all we gotta do is choose the second container, then from its advanced tab unlink the padding values and only set the bottom padding to 20 pixels. Then do the same for this container. Go to advanced tab, unlink the padding values, set the bottom padding to 20 pixels. Okay, so now everything else is actually looking perfect. As you guys can see, we have our hover button, but now just one thing is left. So remember that we copied only one CSS class from here. So now comes the second part. Just copy this CSS class name, submit button, then go back, and then in the submit button widget, go to the advanced tab, scroll down, and in the CSS classes field, just paste the CSS class name. And now it will have this cool hover effect. So now finally we're all done with our contact form. Let's just publish it. So now all we need to do is just click on update and close to save it. And there you go, our totally custom made contact form through which people can contact us. Cool, right? So now we're done with the contact container as well. For this one we don't have to do any tab settings, but let's go to the mobile view, and in the mobile view choose this contact container, then unlink the padding values, then set the top padding to 35, right to 15, bottom to 40, and left to 15. Then choose this heading, go to the style tab, set the alignment to left, and inside of typography set the size to 24 pixels and line height to 30 pixels. So change the EM scale to pixel scale, then write 30. And with that our contact container is also finished. So let's click on publish. Then go to the desktop view. And with that we're all done with the creation of our website. So this is how everything is looking. Now if we go to the front end of our website, as you can see that our website was looking like this in the beginning. But now if we just refresh this page, ta-da! We have a completely custom made stunning portfolio website. So this is how it's looking. Everything is looking perfect, but right now I just want to add a little bit of finishing touch. So currently, as you guys can see, that if we refresh our page, this is how everything comes. So everything just comes at once, but I would like to have some animation here. So for that, we're simply just going to go to Elementor. Let's minimize the contact container. And now I want these sections to come one after one instead of all coming together. Okay. So for that, I'm just going to add some motion effects in it. This will probably take about 1 or 2 minutes. So first up, let's just choose this About Me container. Then from its advanced tab, scroll down, and here you'll find this motion effects drop down. So click on it. Now for this one, set an entrance animation. So click here, then click on fade in right. Okay, so now choose this skills container. Again, scroll down, and inside of motion effects, set the entrance animation to fade in right. And let's delay it a little bit. So from this one, it can come a little later. So scroll down, and in the animation delay, write 200. Then in the same manner, choose this service container. Scroll down, go inside of motion effects, set the entrance animation to fade in right, and then set the animation delay to 400. Then choose my portfolio container. scroll down, choose this motion effects drop down, set the entrance animation to fade in right, then set this one's animation delay to 600 ms. Then choose this testimonial container. For this one again, go down inside of motion effects, entrance animation to fade in right, then animation delay to 600. And for the last one, scroll down inside motion effects, change entrance animation to fade in right, scroll down, and let's make its animation delay 800. And that was it. So now just save this. And now we're finally all done with the creation of our single page portfolio website. So now if we go to the front end, then refresh the page again. See how beautifully it's getting animated and everything's coming one after another. So awesome, right? So we don't need to do any more editing with Elementor. Let's just close this. And let me give you guys an overall overview of our whole website. So here first up we have our image, then we've added a little description about ourselves. We've also put down our CV. People can also hire us through email. So this was the left portion, and on the right portion we have our beautiful about me section. And as you can see that due to the CSS code snippets we have this box effect which is making it look so dynamic, almost like it's floating on our website. So here first up we have our about me section where we have written about ourselves. Then we have written about our skills. We've demonstrated them with pictures. We have both the primary and secondary skills. Then if we scroll down we have our services, so people can click on any of this. And then if we scroll down we have our portfolio. So here people can click on any of this and they'll get a model box. So here you can add more to your portfolio. Then we have our beautiful sliding testimonial section. Then our custom-made contact section. Here people can contact us by putting in their name, phone number, email, subject and message, then send the message here just by clicking on this button. See? So this was our whole portfolio website. Great! Alright, so we've completed our amazing personal portfolio website design. Now go ahead and create your own professional personal portfolio website. I wish you all the very best. I just have one small request. Please comment down below about the whole learning experience from this video. Also, please share this video on social medias. It would mean the world to me. I'll see you in the next video. But for now, goodbye.